Welcome to the Rondell Lane Podcast, back with another episode, and today we have Jessica from JSDMaxx live in the building. Welcome to the show, Jessica.
Thank you.
So, jumping straight into this interview, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from?
I am originally born and raised in South Jersey, New Jersey. My mother, her maternal side is originally from here. I was raised in a two-parent household until I wasn't. And so, normally just like most places, when the marriage splits, the kids go one way or another. So then that led us here down south.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What's your ethnic background?
Working on it a little bit, but I'll tell you what I know. My mother is Southern-bred black woman to the core of her, beautiful. My father was born in Munich, Germany. And he was adopted to come back overseas. There was always, so we're basically balancing the line of, is he Italian or is he German? Because we've been told both. So we're doing our ancestry this year.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So I'm either black and German or black and Italian, but the black stays.
Ultimately,
I'm black.
Ultimately, that's just black and white, though,
right? Absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So tell us about JSDMaxx. What is that?
JSDMaxx. That is an aesthetic waxing beauty salon. A very, very, very well-known quality waxing beauty salon created by myself as a licensed esthetician. And the name is rooted in my family. I'm Jessica. In the aesthetic community, we like to call each other SD besties. So, it's like JSD, so that's me. But in lieu of all of that, JSD is Max, is me and my brother. So my brother is Sir David. That's where you get the SD. I'm the J. And then my brother Max.
Okay.
My father is also Max, so that's why it has two X's.
Gotcha.
Makes it make sense.
Gotcha. That's dope. That's pretty dope. So, for the ignorant people out there, what exactly is an esthetician?
An esthetician is also known as a skincare specialist. That's exactly what we do. We work on the skin. We work on the dermal layer. We work on a lot of beautification processes. It can be anywhere from, again, skincare like facials. You can wax. It's a big umbrella. You can do makeup. You can do permanent makeup, which requires a tattoo license as well. It's a very, very broad umbrella of things that you can do. Almost anything beauty except for the hair.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you do the tattooing?
I do not have my permanent makeup license. I don't feel confident in my drawing skills.
Gotcha. So it's nothing you would ever be interested in?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would just pick and choose what I would specialize in, kind of like lip tint, lip color, permanent, eyeliner, things like that. Yeah. Okay.
So how long have you been an esthetician?
I've been an esthetician since 2019.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Graduated from Leon's Beauty School here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay. And then I recently went back. It's 2023, but 2022, which just recently. Right. And I've gotten my instructor's license now in aesthetics, so I'm now licensed to teach now.
Out of all the things that Jessica could have been, why an esthetician?
That's a great question. That really opens up another can of worms, Rondell. I'm an esthetician by purpose, but I really am a mother first. And with that being said, entrepreneurship was not really something that I chose like most people. It was something that just happened, work, job after job after job. And I just started noticing a pattern of what I like to call workplace trauma. And I've been traumatized by corporate. I've worked some really great jobs. I've pulled myself up from some really low bootstraps. And done it alone. And so it was really, really, really rewarding, self-rewarding to watch myself go from, CNA work to being the physician's administrative assistant in one of the highest neurosurgeon companies around, especially on this coast. And then going into school systems. And again, not calling anybody out, but just these great jobs that I worked myself up to, and they all had something in common. And that commonality was I kept realizing that they all, no matter what was said at the interview or how you worked it out, they all prevented me from being a mother in some kind of way to my children. And I see it happen with everybody else. I'm not exempt. But for me, it was just something I could no longer do. I mean, it took me down. And workplace trauma is really real, and I'd really like to get into it. So with that being said, I had already went to school and was kind of like many others, just doing nothing with it, not knowing how to jump out there, not knowing how to get that first client, And when I got down so low and I had to figure out what I was going to do, because my soul literally could not sit in the building no more. I was just like in anxious panic attacks sitting in my office. I couldn't do that anymore, and I couldn't fail those children. Yeah. So I learned to use that, and I broke it down in a system. I'll teach that later, called Your Daily Bread, to find out exactly what I needed to make a day to leave this and still survive, and I did that. And I'm here today, and I wouldn't turn around for nothing in the world. So I really appreciate those corporate assholes.
Yeah.
Okay, because they say you don't know what you got in you till you put some heat up under you.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had the same experience. I won't name the company, but
right.
I worked customer service for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And at first it was okay, but around like 2008, whenever the recession happened,
right,
they just completely changed. Like we had an all staff meeting,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of people weren't hiring in, and so they started throwing more work on us, and so it brought down the morale because it was more work, no increase in pay, and so we had an all staff meeting, and like the top lady in the building said, "If y'all don't like it, you can go find another job." And she says, "Oops, nobody's hiring."
Workplace abuse.
Everybody in the room was abuse.
Workplace trauma.
Yeah.
And that's just the treatment. Like, those are the things that supposedly we let roll down our back, know? And you got to take that too. I took that too. Ate that. Mm-hmm. But then, what about you never call out? What about you there every day?
Right.
What about you there when you're sick?
Right.
But you need to be at the Christmas play.
Right.
Your baby got a solo, and they counting your freedom by PTO.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? And then you're threatened. You don't know if you take this day off, if you're going to be in the office, with a write-up or... Right. And you Absolutely. Have responsibilities. I want to say kids to feed, but I don't believe in accusing single people of not still having bills and things to take care of. Right. You know what I mean? So It's really... to me... It got too scary to leave all of me like that in somebody else's hands. Yeah. And I had seen it at this point 3 to 4 jobs in. Mm-hmm. 3 to 4 jobs in that I had fought for. Like, I wanted to be here,
Right.
Right. So I thought.
I hear this story a lot.
And,
So that kind of segues into another topic. So me, I like to get in a lot of conversations with people around me that say that they want to start a business or
right.
they want to do content, whatever it is, something
right.
outside of their daily 9 to 5.
Right.
And what I'll notice is a lot of people will say they don't have the time.
Yeah.
And it's particularly, like, no offense, but it's particularly women that the certain things I hear is they don't have time. They got kids.
Yeah.
With you having 3 kids, what advice would you give to the mother that feels like she doesn't have time? Or I guess what gave you the courage to just jump out there?
A plan. It was breaking me before I was broken. Before that day happened, it was happening. Mm-hmm. Before that job. And once it started happening on this one, it was just flashbacks of the last overseer.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, a plan to get out. And that's what that daily bread breakdown is about. She don't know how to get out of it because she makes or brings home $3,000 a month. So she thinks that she makes $1,500 every 2 weeks. She works 22 days out of a month. If she broke down 1,500 divided by 22, I still factored in that care for yourself, because I don't want you working 30 days to do this, because then we just burnt out.
Right.
22 days divided by that 1,500 will show you in real life all they giving you. I guarantee you, if we do that math right now, it's no more than $100. No more. So now you got a license in something. You got a skill in something. You're good at something. Start finding out today how much of that can turn $1 today. Count that dollar. Now what you got to do to make up for the rest of that? And you do that every day. And this is going to pick up if you do it every day. I call it accidentally on purpose. Just because you keep putting it in front of them. I don't care what it is. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
And then eventually that's going to replace what you think is big time. You're going to see it's really not.
Dropping bombs.
And you're doing it on your time.
Yeah.
But you got to make time.
Right.
If you don't have time for it, mama, hang it up.
Sell me in 1 minute or less on why I should go to an esthetician as a man.
Estheticians are skincare specialists. Do you have skin?
I have skin.
You have skin. You want your skin taken care of for a long time, correct?
I do.
You do understand that skin is an organ. It's the largest organ you have, and it covers and protects every other one that sits inside of you. So we need to take care of the first line of defense, correct?
Correct.
And as well as that, there's really nothing soft about self-care. You deserve, if you don't want to call it pampering, that's fine. But exquisite hygiene, correct?
Correct.
Come by.
Yeah. I don't feel that way.
Come by.
It's just a question, because I know people that
come by. Yeah,
think
you
that way.
deserve
Especially
that.
people from an older generation.
It's not soft. That's toxicity.
Toxicity.
That's masculine toxicity that is not your fault or any other male's fault who has been taught that way and kind of has, been led that way. But no, you all deserve love. You deserve care and gentle treatment. And that's what's going to bring out the most maximum beautiful capacity of abundance of masculine that you really hold.
You got some good answers. You be spitting.
Well, just the truth.
So, when it comes to business, I saw your ad this morning.
Did you?
You're running an ad on Instagram.
I'm running an ad.
All right. So I never ran an ad.
Okay.
What's
run
that?
One.
What's that process like?
That process is almost a click of a button and give them a little money. You definitely want to put a little bit more thought into it. I personally think that you should think a lot about the ad that you're running. We could do a lot of things. We know our target audience. Sometimes, I live here in Greensboro, North Carolina. So it's easily to target to just those people. But to me, when you boost it, you want to be able to grab the attention of almost anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So those are the ones I choose. If you look at the ones I boost, like my male clientele, I only see males by referral only, strong referral. So I will take males, but a strong referral. With that being said, I'm going to have a male on my advertisement. First of all, it's very odd to see a male getting a Brazilian, Manscaped, or whatever. It's just odd and interesting, So it's going to automatically make people want to watch it. And then you just go ahead and sprinkle a little bit more of what you do in there just so they can, see. And
we can go back to that Brazilian. But what's been your success rate with ads? Like, does it always bring in new clients, or is it hit or miss?
It's hit or miss. But it's hit or miss because you learn to play with them. Like, nobody's going to jump online and just get it. It's an algorithm. The computer's playing with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we play chess with these social media posts and ads. I will say one of my biggest pieces of advice would be, although social media is a mighty, mighty tool, you can't overstep it. You kind of need it. Try to separate yourself in a way. it is a mighty tool, but you are doing business and I am doing business, and we are fighting through baby pictures. We are fighting through weddings. We're fighting through drama, beef. We're fighting through celebrity, pop star news, all of these things just to get people back, rerouted to where we are. So try to find a way, not too expensive if you can, free first, and then other ways to separate yourself from just those platforms.
Do you use any other forms of marketing?
Crap, yeah.
What else?
I am definitely old school. I read a lot. I've studied a lot while I was going into this. I study a lot about Mary Kay, Henry Ford, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, things like that. Mary Kay went door to door, knocking door to door as a saleswoman. Madam C.J. Walker, she walked door to door as a saleswoman. Henry Ford walked door to door, things like that. And so I really think that in this world, we get real cute and we on social media and we think that we could just throw up so-and-so's nail supply and then this girl can really have you thinking that it is just flooded, and it does not work like that. I am still 4 years into the game and can go out there and get you my flyers and gift certificates that I have now to go car to car. I keep them with me. If I find myself in a mall parking lot, I'm going to distribute them, so that's still a thing.
Okay.
Foot traffic, yeah. Put that footwork in.
Are you doing any social media content, like Reels, TikToks?
Yes, to the best of my ability. Now, keep in mind, I am an esthetician.
What does that mean?
Social media is not always kind to my posts and some of the things I've really been put slap out from an underarm wax just because social media says that it's while it's not nudity, it could be body shaming, it could be, so I have to be very strategic. Sorry, estheticians, I know this is our struggle, but yeah, we have to be strategic.
Some of y'all be going a bit far though.
That ain't my business.
I've seen some ads.
They can sign up for my etiquette class.
It's almost porn.
They can sign up for my etiquette class. But in lieu of defending my community to a little bit, some of y'all just don't believe us till you see it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You just don't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You really just don't. And so I get it,
So looping back to this Brazilian. What the heck is a Brazilian?
A Brazilian, well, you know what a Brazilian wax is, right?
I do.
The Brazilian is for the bros.
That sounds painful.
It's uncomfortable.
Is it? It's all the hair?
Well, what do you like? It's what you like.
Well, that's
just
not
like
a Brazilian.
A woman can get a Brazilian.
A Brazilian
she
is
can
all
get a
gone,
bikini.
right?
No, she can get a landing strip. She can get a heart left right there. There's a...
What dude is getting a heart?
Huh?
What dude is getting a heart down
I don't know. He ain't come in yet. You want a heart?
I don't want a heart.
Okay, well.
I don't know. I think I'm good on those.
What if Drake came in? He might want a little, make the curtains match the drapes.
And that's the type of dude I would expect to actually go get that.
Oh, honey, please send him to JSDMaxx. I'll be glad to service him. Come on, Drake. The pleasure's all mine.
So,
you're welcome.
That could be
no funny business.
You ever have any weird experiences?
You mean inappropriate business, or what is weird?
Hygiene, bad hygiene.
Absolutely.
Do you just ignore that?
Mm-hmm.
Act like you don't.
Mm-hmm. Or address it, depending on what I feel like it is. If it's in my scope of something I do. Mm-hmm. Again, I am working on a beautiful product line for feminine hygiene all around, of course, but it's going to be geared more towards feminine hygiene. So I also have my own line of boric acid suppositories, which is a natural solution for BV, that is bacteria vaginosis, as well as yeast infections, or just, overgrowth of yeast, because it can be just so natural. Mm-hmm. So natural. So again, yes, I have had women on my table, and while I have them in certain positions, I can see yeast forming in the crevice.
Oh, wow.
And if she may not be aware of it yet because it hasn't made it to the outside, it has not caused irritation yet or what have you. And I've had the same woman call me back a days later and say, you know what? I went to the doctor. You were absolutely right. But she also bought my suppositories and told the doctor about them. And they gave her the green light to continue to use them. And, so, yeah, like there's some things that's kind of like I'm not addressing that. And I'm not taking my wax stick next to it. We're going to act like it didn't happen. And that's just that, But there are some things that's why these women are here. We are like, once you get in with your esthetician, especially your wax specialist, it's the next thing to your gynecologist. We're kind of locked in. Gotcha. So even if things are wrong or abnormal, you should be about your salt, and your client trusts you to either address that or not.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And do you have any weirdo males that...
They've tried it. I see them coming 1,000 miles an hour. I do this.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they've tried it.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Your jacket's blinking over there. Y'all, she has a heat. What do you call that? Is it a heat jacket?
It's like a thermal. Thermal. So I don't know, but I can charge it. Is all I know, because I stay extremely cold, and I'm so cold that not even do I have it on, but I even got my battery pack on it so it don't run out. But wow. Yes, I can turn my jacket on and keep myself warm.
That's dope. I've only seen ads for those. I don't know nobody that actually owns one.
I'm sorry. Some people go North Face like, I'm trying to stay warm.
That's dope. That's dope.
Shout out to North Face. Send me one. Let's see. Compare.
That's dope. All right. So, just because I'm a business owner and I like learning new things, how do you structure your business? Do you have like a certain amount of clients you take a day, per week? Or you just, anybody that calls you? Like, how does it?
Well, I have a schedule. I do have a schedule, and my salon is private one-on-one sessions. And it is privately located because it's on my property, on my estate. It is separate. I like to tell people, if you can kind of get in the mindset of Will Smith's pool house outside, that's kind of the vibes that it gives you. It has plumbing, running water, a restroom. So while they're on my property, they never have to make contact with the inside of my house.
That's dope.
Yeah, they really love it. Like, I've even gone commercial and had to kind of take a step back from that for many different reasons. And all of my clientele is like, this is where it's at. Like, this is where it's at anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are clients able to book you from your website?
Yes.
Okay.
They can book me from my website, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Google sends them straight to me. So my link is always right there. I do have a consistent schedule. That's another thing I would recommend to anybody. If your schedule is just when you're available, or you just throwing it out there, hey, I'm available today, I don't really know what the success rate is going to be on that. You need to kind of have yourself set up on something consistent.
Do you have any other goals or any other careers that you might be interested in starting?
I absolutely do, Rondell. I absolutely do. My dreams are bigger than me. Which is why God is a part of my business plan. It's probably the first thing on there and the last thing. Yeah. Yes, I really am working very hard. I would like to come out with a feminine hygiene product line, my own tampons, my own pads, my own reusable cups that a lot of women use for menstruating. It's very natural, and it helps you leave your carbon footprint. You know what I mean? You're not throwing away so much waste and trash. Vaginal wash, my pum pum polish. Absolutely. Pum pum polish for the pum pum. Okay. Yeah, so I would definitely like to see myself come out with that line, and I would really like, it would be very nice for me to walk into our local retail stores and see my products on the shelf.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So out of all the services that you provide, what's your favorite service? If you have a favorite service.
Probably the Brazilian.
Really?
Probably.
You like to see people in pain?
No. It's the opposite. Everybody knows how it hurts until they get waxed by me. And that is no toot of a horn. Like, really go to my reviews.
Not a toot of a horn, but is that cap?
No cap.
I'm messing with you.
No cap.
No cap.
No cap.
So you saying it don't hurt?
I'm not saying it doesn't. It's not uncomfortable. But yes, I'm saying if you get waxed by me, when you leave, you're more sweating because of what you thought it was going to be compared to what it was.
Talk your ish.
I've never not heard it. Okay. At least in the last 2 years, 2 out of 4. You know, it takes some time. You know, I've had to take my time. I've had to grow. I've had to strategize. I've had to take classes. I've had to wax for free. I've had to perfect that thing, you know.
How long have you been full-time with this? The whole 4 years? Or?
No, I have been full-time with this since 2020.
Okay.
So
2 years?
And a possible. This is going into the third full-time year, yes.
Let's gear this into some kind of getting to know you a little bit.
Okay.
What's some of your hobbies? No business stuff when you're not doing business. And don't give me the boring, spend time with my kids, because everybody always says that. Like, what do you like to do? Like, what are you into?
I am recently picking up the hobby of roller skating.
Okay.
And so, what's today? The 15th, 16th, 17th?
17th.
Well, I've been 3 times in January so far, so I'm thinking that's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm really interested in getting to that. I like to dance. I love to dance. I didn't say I can't dance.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself. I do see myself successful. I see myself surrounded by good people, knowledgeable people. I see myself a bit more experienced because I want to live a little more. I want to travel to Africa. I want to see my people. I want to learn aesthetics with red clay straight from the ground, how to turn it into a mud bath. Nice. Things like that. So in 5 years, I see myself just as young and youthful, and it's something about learning and just knowledge and then those experiences, I want some humbling experiences, because I find that a lot of time in my prayer and my wishes and in my business and in my success, I, just like many people, can sometimes get caught up in what that wealth can really look like. Mm-hmm. And so my prayers have been strong lately. And in the answering of them, I'm starting to see what it's not. Even if I'm not quite sure what it is yet, I am learning what it's not. So I'm definitely really happy to go be free, just do some free stuff. I want to go hard. I want to grease these wheels of this business so that in 5 years, those wheels are turning without me. And I'm just receiving the residuals of the seeds that I've sown. Okay. So now I can go live.
Okay.
You know?
Have you ever thought about teaching a little bit on social media platforms?
I would love to. I would love to create that. That's exactly what my goal is for teaching. Take away the 4 walls and the roof.
So when you gonna get started?
When you gonna help me?
Put me on the spot?
Yes.
We can talk about that off camera.
And I'm going to put him back on the spot.
Yeah, we can talk about that off camera.
When is he going to help me? Okay, we got Milady and Pivot Point in the car. I was waiting. You don't even know what that is, but all my girls know. That's our learning material for aesthetics and cosmetology and things. So anything we need to break out, you guys need to get in on those comedones. Boot camp, you're not quite sure how to pack that kit for state board, get at me.
Okay. And so you mentioned in 5 years you want to be successful. What is success to you? What does that mean?
To me, it means that description that I just gave to you, where that wheel is greased up. Mm-hmm. I put in that work. Not to say that I won't still be putting in work for finer grease. There's always room for progression. Always room to make something better.
So it's not financial?
That's what that wheel is.
So is it a certain number? When you reach that number, you say, does that mean success?
No. I used to think it did. I used to think it was a number. And do I have an ideal number for me personally that just lives inside of me that would be goals? Absolutely. Okay. $558 a day has been my goal for a long time.
$558 a day?
Mm-hmm.
What does that total to for the year? What's that total to for the year?
Almost 200,000, right over 200,000.
That's doable.
Very much so.
I know. I personally
very much so. This is realistic.
I personally know
people.
I personally know people just off social media content.
I did it last year.
Really?
But I generated that. Mm-hmm. I didn't keep that. It's a difference. Right. Business is business. But I've never generated that on any job. I don't care where I work. So it's a different hunger now because I see what I can do. Just like when you leave that job. When you realize and you look down at that year to date, how much money you made for that job. Hello?
Right.
You know what you can do. Those can be your numbers.
Everybody knows, like, being an entrepreneur, you have periods where you struggle a little bit.
Oh, man.
Do you find yourself, in the times that you were struggling, do you find yourself still at more peace than when you were working a comfortable job? Me and my entrepreneur friends have this conversation all the time.
And let me tell you what the key word was that you just said. Peace. We can be at peace and be sad as hell.
Right.
We can be frustrated like, you know those days?
Yeah.
And at peace.
It's still better than...
Because we're not chasing happiness. When you're doing this and you're doing this, money is a bottom line. You need that. That's why they call it the bottom line.
Right.
But your purpose, your principle, your reason is why you like this, because you want it to go the way you want it to go. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, though they can get... Don't let nobody fool y'all. Man, don't let them girls in them Birkins fool y'all, man. Listen, this shit, man, be okay not being okay sometime. But never not show up. Tears in your eyes, anxious, panicking, don't know. Show up for you. If you don't know nothing else to do, just show up for you. That shit'll clear out.
That's real talk. So, as we get ready to wrap up, how can the people find you if they're interested in getting a Brazilian or a Brazilian?
JSDMaxx. That is JSDMaxx. MAXX with 2 X's.
2 X's. Not 3 X's.
Not 3.
Just
okay, 2. We can be found on social media platforms, all of them, from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok. We can also be found on Google. And yeah. Okay. You're probably your neighborhood app too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. For a young girl that's thinking about being an esthetician, is it too late in 2023?
No, it is not too late. It's never too late. To the older woman. I was 33 years old when I went to aesthetic school. Okay. So I'm sitting in there with a class of 18, 20, 21 girls that still live home with their mama. They have no responsibility, Mm-hmm. No, it's not too late. Absolutely. We've been estheticians since we were little girls. We've been combing through each other's hair, putting on lipstick with each other. We've been doing this since we were little girls. And somewhere down the line in adulthood, it took our creativity and imagination away from us. It's one of my biggest regrets now that I am an esthetician, because I realized I've been one all my life. But I never had that somebody to tap in and say, "Little mama, that's you right there. Stick with that."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's very important for a child. So no, it's not too late. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Oh, that gave me one last question. Do you teach your kids entrepreneurship, or are you trying to push them to college?
I don't push my kids either way. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not going to even justify that behavior. My father raised me that way, and I'm a daddy's girl. My father always told me that he feel like having no expectation of his kids eliminates any disappointment from his kids. So he don't have expectations. Now, we do have expectations of morale, ethics, being a great person. You know what I mean? Trying to do the right thing, helping others. Mm-hmm. But which way you go with that, I think that I've lived enough and seen enough to know they can't fuck it up.
Gotcha. Well, Listen, Jessica, this was a great interview.
Thank you.
Y'all check out JSDMaxx if you're in the area.
Please.
Greensboro.
Be traveling to ATL soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to. I just locked in a client from ATL.
Okay. Yep. So ATL coming at you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Like, share, comment, leave some questions in the description box below. That's not a description box.
Comment below.
Yeah, comment below.
Subscribe.
Like, share, all of that good stuff. Tell a friend. Peace.
Love and light.
How was that?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.